Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world around you fade. Together, we will journey to a realm where myths come alive and mysteries whisper their secrets. This is your moment to pause, to wonder, and to escape. Eirene, the goddess of peace. The silent guardian of Olympus. In the halls of Olympus, where gods clashed and heroes waged war, there existed a quiet force, often overlooked amid the chaos. Eirene, the goddess of peace. Unlike Ares, who revelled in the bloodshed of battle, or Athena, who sought victory through wisdom, Eirene's power lay in harmony, prosperity, and the promise of a world untouched by war. Draped in flowing robes of soft green and gold, she moved through the divine realm with a calm presence, her hands always carrying symbols of what peace could bring. A cornucopia brimming with the fruits of the earth, a torch to light the way forward, and sometimes a child cradled in her arms, representing the future she sought to protect. Though her voice was seldom raised in Olympus, the gods knew her power. For even the greatest warriors must rest, and even the fiercest battles must end. The world before war, the time of peace. There was a time long before men raised swords against each other, when the world flourished in peace. This was the Golden Age, an era of abundance where no city had walls, no soldier bore armor, and the rivers flowed freely, untainted by the blood of war. In this time, Eirene walked freely among mortals, blessing their lands with gentle rains, fertile fields, and endless harvests. Under her watchful eye, people shared their bounty, trading without fear and lived without the looming shadow of conflict. But as time passed, greed and ambition began to stir in the hearts of men. Kings sought to expand their lands, warriors longed for glory, and war, which had once been a distant nightmare, became a reality. Eirene, though saddened, did not despair. She knew that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the effort to restore harmony after chaos. The day peace was forgotten. It was during the Age of Heroes that peace truly began to fade. The Trojan War raged for 10 long years, and the clash of gods and mortals shook the very foundations of the earth. With each battle fought, Eirene's presence diminished, her voice drowned out by the cries of war. One day, she stood before Zeus, her father, pleading for an end to the destruction. Father, must the world be drowned in blood? Must mortals suffer endlessly for the pride of kings? Zeus, seated on his golden throne, sighed. Peace is a fragile thing, my daughter. It is harder to maintain than war, for it requires patience, wisdom, and the will to forgive. Eirene bowed her head. She knew he was right, but she could not abandon hope. Even as the war raged, she found small ways to remind mortals of her presence. A ceasefire to honor the dead, a festival to celebrate the harvest, a lull in battle where enemies saw each other as men, not monsters. These moments, though brief, were proof that peace was never truly gone. It only waited to be remembered. The gift of the olive branch. Determined to keep peace alive, Eirene sought a way to remind mortals of its power. She turned to her sister Athena, the goddess of wisdom and strategy, and together they crafted a sacred gift, the olive branch. It was simple, yet powerful. A symbol that warriors could hold aloft to show their desire for truce. A sign that even after war, reconciliation was possible. From that day forward, the olive tree became sacred, and those who sought peace carried its branches as a promise of goodwill. Though war would never disappear entirely, the olive branch ensured that peace would always have a voice. Eirene's legacy, the dream of a better world. As time passed, Eirene faded into legend. Her name whispered in times of plenty, forgotten in times of strife. But her presence never truly vanished. Every treaty signed, every truce honoured, every act of kindness between former enemies, these were her works, carried out in silence. Statues were built in her honour, showing her with the cornucopia of abundance, the torch of guidance, and the child of the future. The people who worshipped her did not pray for victory in battle, but for a world where victory was no longer needed. And so, she waits, watching over the world, ready to return when mortals finally remember that peace is not weakness, but the greatest strength of all. Lessons from Eirene. Eirene's story teaches us that peace is not a passive state, but an active choice. A powerful force in its own right, equal to the strength of war. Achieving peace requires effort. It's easy to give in to anger, but much harder to seek understanding and reconciliation. Peace is not a sign of weakness. It takes true strength to forgive and move forward, even when it feels impossible. It is also a responsibility that we must nurture, protect, and choose every day. In a world that often celebrates conflict and division, let us not forget that the greatest victories are born from unity, not conquest. As the whispers of myth fade into the stillness, carry their magic with you into the world. Until we meet again, may your spirit wander, and may your days be filled with wonder. Thank you for listening to Whispering Myth. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to Whispering Myth. That way, you won't miss out on any of the magical tales that I share. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Thank you for listening, and until we meet again, may the whispers of myth guide your dreams.